My name is Joe Wheeler. I served as a forward surgical team as a surgical assistant from March of 2003 until November of 2003. And I'm just going to relay a couple stories to you tonight. I don't have very much time to get into the politics of everything, so I'm just going to tell you what I experienced and some things that other soldiers experienced. I was in Kuwait when the war kicked off. My daughter had been born just a couple of days before, one of the most joyous experiences of my life. And then I was thrust into the jaws of this occupation of Iraq. Baghdad hadn't fallen. There were still Scud missiles coming into this encampment I was at in Kuwait. We didn't know if there was chemical warheads on these missiles. So we were donning our gas masks, putting on our chemical weapon suits, running for the bunker, fearing for our lives. And while this was happening, a female soldier who didn't hear the air raid sirens got raped by a male soldier in one of the showers on the eve of war. Before we even left Kuwait, this was happening. Later on, when I was on a convoy, I heard over the radio, shots fired, shots fired. From 9 o'clock, guess where I was sitting? In the driver's seat. So that was 9 o'clock. Just a few seconds later, I heard shots fired. So I locked and loaded my M16. I looked out the window while I'm trying to drive with my knees. And all I see is an urban area, civilians. So I'm faced with the decision of following the rules of engagement, laying down suppressive fire, quote unquote suppressive fire. When you fire an M16, the round goes up to 2 miles. So you don't know where it's going to stop. You're in an urban area, the chances of you hitting a woman or a child are far greater than actually hitting that sniper on the rooftop or in the window. And fortunately, I was able to take a deep breath and not squeeze that trigger. But some soldiers just react. It's not a choice. Your body reacts, your mind doesn't react. You just fire. And it's a fight or flight reaction. You're trying to save your own life. I want to talk a little bit about winter soldier hearings. I was in Washington, D.C. for the last 2 days. One of the most powerful experiences of my life. All those soldiers who were brave enough to stand up and tell their stories are incredibly brave. It's very, very difficult to do. We don't do it because it's easy, it's painful, it's traumatic, it's hard to relive these things, but we know how important it is to get the word out and for people to understand what is really happening. And we strive that this will be a turning point. We want to end the occupation in Iraq. We want to end the occupation in Afghanistan. We want to bring the troops home now. I strongly urge you to go on the internet, go to IVAW's website, IraqVeteransAgainstTheWar.org, and view the testimony. It's extremely powerful. There was a soldier who was sitting on a 50 cal machine gun as a gate guard, which is a very, very powerful weapon. Shoots rounds that are about this big. And he recounted a story of a Humvee that came in early in the morning towing a small mini truck. In the back of the truck, there was a U.S. soldier. And at the soldier's feet, there were bodies, or what was left of them. They'd been blown apart by high caliber weapons, like this 50 cal he was sitting on. And he said it haunts him to this day what the young soldier in the back of that pickup truck said. He picked up the head of an Iraqi, and he held it in his hand, and he said, "Boy, we really messed the Iraqis up this morning, didn't we?" Thank you.